Sorry, I hit the wrong button on the last recording. This is part two, picking up where we left off.
About a specific issue. You indicated that when you went to sleep, did you identify Mr. Dinkins on his phone?
Yes.
All right. And so therefore, was the phone apparently still with the charge?
I'm assuming so.
Sure. Do you know then who would have plugged his phone into the charging station at your desk?
Not at all.
All right. Let's go back then and let's talk, or let's jump forward again, and then let's talk about the issue of the next thing you know, that there is law enforcement at your door.
Yeah.
Was it a detective or a uniformed police officer that was the first point of contact with you?
Uniform.
Describe what happened during that contact.
He just asked me a couple questions and that was it.
Where were you at before that contact occurred?
I was at home.
Were you inside your apartment?
I was.
Did the uniform officer knock on the door to your apartment?
Yes.
When he knocked on the door to the apartment, did you come down and answer the door?
No. It was, as I recall, it could have been open, but he came up the steps and started questioning me.
All right. Before that point in time, though, and I don't know if you remember, do you recall looking out your door?
No.
Do you recall seeing Mr. Dinkins just
No.
down the sidewalk from that officer?
No.
All right. Don't have any memory of that?
Okay, this is another lie. They have it on video, exactly what happened. Mr. Dinkins was trying to play like he's just a guest at her home. So he had the officer walk with him there. He knocked on the door. They have her on video coming down, answering the door, and then inviting the officer in.
That's okay. When the officer came in, then what happened?
Came in, came up the steps and started asking me regular questions.
Okay. Did he ask to look around the apartment to see if Briasia may have just been somewhere that nobody discovered?
That I don't recall.
Okay. Do you know if he looked throughout the apartment just to see if she might be in a closet or hiding under a bed?
I don't believe he did.
Okay, and you just don't have any memory of that?
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. I just want you to testify as to what you remember. And then from that point moving forward, what were the developments there at the apartment complex that morning?
They searched my place. They were having trouble getting a hold of Mr. Dinkins to come down to the police station. So I called him, and then he went. I asked if he wanted me to come down for more support. I went down there. Actually went into an interrogation room, and
As you should.
that's where all the questioning and everything went.
Took place for you?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Did you try getting a hold of Mr. Dinkins multiple times that morning before you went down to the police department to be interviewed?
Yes.
Did he ever answer any of those calls?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know if anyone else was trying to get a hold of him?
I do not.
Had Aisha and family members or friends come out to the apartment complex?
Yes.
Did you have occasion just to talk with her?
I did ask if Briasia sleepwalked or done anything like that. She said no, and I believed her.
Okay. All right. Do you know what?
But why would you ask this child's mother some bull crap like that when you say you woke up and you saw her outside in this man's car, the car that he got in with the baby and left? I think she should get a little bit of time myself, too. I mean, it's just too many contradictions in her testimony, and that's why I chose this testimony to add with my commentary.
Whether or not Aisha was trying to get a hold of Mr. Dinkins as well?
I have no idea.
Thank you. Your Honor, may the record reflect that I'm showing counsel what's been marked as States Exhibit 418 and 419 that have previously been introduced.
I don't know why they are giving this much out.
May I approach?
You may.
I'm handing you States Exhibits 418 and 419. Now, let me just ask you some questions before we talk about that. Aisha, how would you describe your cleaning habits relative to your apartment?
Oh my God, I'm a clean freak.
What types of products do you tend to use there at the apartment?
Cleaning products that includes bleach.
Okay. And then what do you use bleach for?
Washing dishes, my laundry, regular cleaning.
Did you have a bottle of bleach there in your apartment on July 10th of 2020?
Yes.
Was your apartment searched by law enforcement on July 10th of 2020?
Yes.
When did you?
Okay, the significance of this bleach. It was said by the son and the police because they was able to track him at Walmart up the street from the place where he actually assaulted her and eventually unalived her. He bought 2 bottles of bleach.
418 and 419. Do you recognize what's depicted?
Yes.
Okay. And what's depicted in those 2 photographs?
My large bottle of water and my 1 bleach.
Your Honor, may I go ahead and publish this?
You may.
Okay. Putting State's Exhibit 418 out. Okay. In this photograph, do we see the bottle of bleach?
Yes.
Okay. And then going to 419, is that a close-up of the bleach bottle?
Yes.
Is that an off-brand or a name brand for the bleach that you use?
Name brand.
What brand is it?
Clorox.
Okay. And then what size of container?
Say about a gallon.
All right. Is that what you buy as the gallon size?
Yes.
Where was that item located or being stored originally before law enforcement did the search? And I'll go back to State's Exhibit 418.
It would be right underneath the sink. That's to the left of the refrigerator.
Okay. Now we see what looks like cabinets that are straight on and then just kind of an
Like
angle.
Yes.
That angled cabinet, is the sink located above that?
Yes.
Was the bleach bottle stored underneath there?
Yes.
And then the door that we see right next to the refrigerator, what room does that access?
The bedroom.
All right. To be clear, did Mr. Dinkins bring this bleach bottle into your house?
No.
On July 10th?
No.
Was this something that you had previously purchased?
Yes.
And had it been there in your apartment well before the events of July?
Again, the significance of the bleach is Mr. Dinkins bought 2 small bleach bottles. Her bleach bottle is large. This is to keep him from saying, oh, I bought the bleach for the home. No, you didn't. You bought 2 small bottles. She has 1 huge gallon bottle. Again, the lawyer is sharp.
July 9th and July 10th.
That's correct.
Aisha, also, I want to direct your attention to State's Exhibit 420. May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
Handing you State's Exhibit 420, I'd like for you to look at that exhibit and tell me if you recognize what's depicted there.
My broom.
Okay. And was this a room that you kept within your apartment?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I publish this?
You may.
Okay. And then, did law enforcement seize this during the course of the investigation?
Now that I cannot recall.
That's all right. But at any rate, was that a room that you kept within the apartment for your dedicated use?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Culberson, when you noted Mr. Dinkins' phone in the bedroom on the charger and you described removing it from the bedroom, where did you plug it into to continue charging?
There was an outlet in the living room right underneath the windows, and I just plugged it in there.
All right. What surface did you set that phone on while it was charging?
The floor.
The floor. All right. One final question. Was Mr. Dinkins somebody that was prone to leaving his cell phone at home when he would go out and about?
No.
Okay. What was his practice relative to his cell phone?
It was attached to his hip.
Okay. Had that always been the case in the 6 years that you'd known him?
Yes.
I have no further questions.